Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
What is up, everybody? That's right. Ace is back in the house on Sportsminute again. Welcome to another episode of Sportsminute, and also welcome to Mental Health Awareness Month. That's right. This is Mental Health Awareness Month for the month of May. And if you are an avid sports player, I'm telling you now, if you like to run, if you like to walk, get up off that couch, join that 100-mile month of May. So what I mean by that is you can join this 100-mile month of May to where you can either decide to run 100 miles in May, or you can decide to walk and run 100 miles in May. I signed up. I do have my very own team. We're kicking butt right now. I'm loving it. This is great. The goal is 100 miles. So if anybody wants to join my team, reach out to me. I will send you the sign up. You sign up and you walk. You walk or run and let me know, and I'll jot down the miles or whatever you run. But anyways, let me go ahead and welcome in the gentleman that I have with me tonight. We'll go ahead and we'll start out with Mr. Mustache. I mean, big Brandon Herrera. How you doing tonight, my man?
Hey, doing good. Normally it's poker night, but son started soccer, so he plays Wednesday, so I'll be missing poker for a few weeks. But hey, that's okay. Save some money. Watch my son play soccer, but always ready to talk with these guys here.
All right, and then welcome him in. He likes his bacon crispy, so we call him Mr. Crispy Bacon. How you doing tonight, my man?
Doing good, not too bad.
Syrup crispy bacon, that is, by the way.
Yeah, syrup crispy bacon. Okay, and then of course, welcome in Mr. James Gonzalez.
Come on. Hey, I'm just happy to be here, and I don't know. I just got hacked, and I'm happy I'm back, like on social media. Not all the way, but it's been weird. I was out for a week. And it felt like a year off, honestly. So it's good to be back on the show.
Yeah, you had us worried. We were wondering what happened.
Yeah.
Well,
we couldn't find James anywhere on Facebook.
Right.
He's definitely back, though. He's back. He's good. So first things first, I figured that we could talk a little bit about, what our teams did in the draft, kind of how you feel about it in a little bit of a way here. I'll go ahead and I'll start out with James. With you being a Las Vegas Raiders fan, how do you feel the draft went for your team, and what grade would you give your team?
Well, we didn't pick until the third round because of all the trades for Adams and whoever else. So for once, the Raiders did not draft, in the first round in top 10, top 15, like they always have. And, it was a proven point that, hey, we didn't really draft well when it came down to drafting high. Just look at the 2020 class. Ruggs is pretty much out of the league. Another guy got caught with, showing his gun off on Instagram, and I forget it, Damon Arnett. So it's funny how it is, we didn't need the first round picks this year, luckily, so they weren't going to be good anyway. I'd probably give it a B grade for it. It was the first draft under general manager Dave Ziegler and head coach Josh McDaniels, the first draft from them, and the rest of the new personnel staff and organization. So I give it a B. I think probably the best player they got, which was chosen in the third round, was guard/center Dylan Parham. And people think he could be a future Pro Bowler. And I think with the Raiders going young on the offensive line, if you recall, an offseason ago, they traded away Rodney Hudson, a big part of that offensive line, and I believe Gabe Jackson as well. That led to some youth on the offensive line, and they kind of got exposed. It wasn't as bad as before, But seeing this guard slash center Parnham out of Memphis, he pass blocked a lot for Memphis because they always have that big offense. So I'm really looking forward to him. And then there are some other picks that just filled some holes. A couple running backs I liked because Jacobs, we don't know how he's going to be. They declined his option after this season, so it's a make or break season for him. So I think getting those two backup running backs are going to help, and so because of that, I definitely give a B grade.
All right, and then of course let's go to the man who let me tell you, Chris, your team got a very low grade in the draft because I don't know what the hell they were doing. So I'm just saying.
I know. Well, I saw that, and I'm not sure about the grading part, but I'm just looking at it. We started off with Tyler Smith, offensive tackle. I think they're trying to help out Dak with that one. And we got rid of Cooper, so we drafted a receiver in Jalen Tolbert from South Alabama. So, it's not a bad draft. It's going to take a while to see how it really turns out, but hopefully the players we picked can help this season and into the future.
All right. Well, that gives you a chance to cut Ben DiNucci now. I'm just kidding. Okay. So anyway, all right. So and then let's go over to the man who was really confused, about what his team, the Minnesota Vikings, were doing. They were kind of all over the place.
Sure,
they were trading and.
We might as well call them Minnesota Ric Flairs because they were wheeling and dealing and profiling and I don't know what the heck they were doing. They started with 12. They traded with the Lions, got the 32nd, 34th pick. So they let the Lions get their guy. So draft is coming down. And then the Jets jump up and take Jermaine Johnson, who I wish the Vikings would have traded those 2 picks for and brought home the hometown kid. They didn't do that. Then they went out and got signed Georgia safety, who the guy is a bruiser out there. And, old school football, yes, great to have. New day football, not great to have. So, and he's already come out and said that he has to train himself to play NFL style football. He can't go out there and kill everybody, pretty much. He doesn't want to get fined. So, and then in the second day, they had the second overall pick, which they traded to the Green Bay Packers and let them get their guy. And then I think it was like 8 picks later, we take Booth Jr., corner from Clemson. And I'm just sitting there watching the draft. Ace is texting me, what do you think? I'm like, incomplete is all I care about right now. I mean, they're just trading, wheeling, dealing. They passed up on Willis. How many times they passed up Dean? 2 guys that, everybody passed on them, don't get me wrong. But, you got 2 guys that were ranked out at their number 1 position and was supposed to go to the top 10, and they fell, and I still try to figure out why. But anyways, but back to the Vikings. They did a lot of hole filling. I would guess that their first 4 picks will probably be a starter at some point. The others are probably going to be fill-ins right now. They did get the kid from Minnesota, the defensive end, who could possibly start. He's a big dude. But looking at the draft, they traded every one of their picks. They did not draft in one original spot. I'm looking at this. They got arrows everywhere. I'm just like, wow, this has to be like the first time ever. So for a grade right now, I might weasel out of this, but I got to go with the C because I just got to see what happens, and we can't judge. First pick was probably our best pick, but after that, probably D range. So average out about C, but who knows? We might come back and talk about this draft and other historical features down the road. So, but right now, C for me.
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for taking that pick to Green Bay
Yeah, no.
to go and get Christian Watson. That was great. I really like our first round picks in Quay Walker. I think that Quay Walker is going to be huge. He's going to really help. Especially, we were kind of hurting on the linebacking core once we cut Zadarius Smith, but I'm like, it's right. His cap hit was so huge. Like, he had such a huge cap hit that we kind of knew it was coming. And so I was like, you know what? He was there, he was gone, and then we got Quay Walker. I think what surprised a lot of people at first is a lot of people thought that potentially, Green Bay, they thought Green Bay might trade up, like use their 2 picks in the first round, trade up to get a receiver. But I understand why they didn't. And because they needed to fill multiple needs, not just one. And so by doing that, you get to actually fill those needs that you need. So a lot of times I'm kind of very harsh on Goody when it comes to draft picks, but I think this year, I think he did actually great. Getting Quay Walker with the first one, and then Devontae Wyatt. I think that dude's going to be a beast. I was actually surprised that we got him at 28. I seriously didn't think that Devontae Wyatt was going to be there at 28. And then being able to trade up and get Christian Watson, thank you, Minnesota, for
just rip Minnesota up again
for doing that, right? So I definitely thank you for that. And then our third round pick is Sean Ryan, so offensive tackle, which we need after losing, a Billy Turner and a Dennis Kelly. Those were 2 losses that we had, so we needed that. And then our fourth was Romeo Doubs. So with Romeo Doubs, I watched some film on him because originally, once they drafted him, I was like, I really don't know much about this guy. So I went and watched film on him. I think he can actually be good. I really think he can. There's been a lot of talks about this guy because he played at Nevada. There was some teams scared about it because of where he played. But I think if you give the guy time, I think he's going to develop into a great receiver. So right now, with all the drafting we did with our draft picks, right now I would give us maybe a B+ or A- because I feel really confident with our draft. I think it was a great draft. So good job, Goody. I do want to say that. But talk about, because Big B, you're saying, that Minnesota got ripped off. This is what shocked me. Remember back from round 1, okay, as I'm watching this draft. So Washington Commanders were sitting at pick 11.
Yep.
And then I see that New Orleans, and New Orleans trades up to Washington Commanders. And I'm like, I wonder what they got back. Next thing I know, I hear that the Washington Commanders got a 3rd and 4th. I'm like, you got a 3rd and a 4th for New Orleans?
And they swapped first round picks.
11? Huh?
Did they swap first round picks? Or
Yeah, but all they got was a 3rd and 4th on top of it. I'm like, you want to talk about...
that's the one thing I was hearing. A lot of teams were not going by the old chart system that Jerry Jones created, that they're kind of just going by gut and what they value the picks at. So that's why we saw a lot of trades. I mean, 9 in the first. But no, you're right, Ace. I mean, the Saints to move up. And I think that's why the Vikings traded out, because I'm guessing they had I would assume they had both of those receivers that got drafted right before them.
Yeah, well,
and after that, they had nobody else.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of what happened, though, because after Green Bay drafted Quay Walker at 22, Rodgers was on the McAfee show, and they asked him, and they go, they're like, what happened? And Rodgers is like, well, I've been in contact with them all night. They wanted Burks, but all 6 receivers that they wanted had already gone. And so they're like, at that point, they're like, they weren't going to draft a receiver that was projected in the second round. They're like, we're not going to take him at 22 in the first round. It wouldn't make any sense. So they went with positions of need, which is nice. I really like it. So overall, like the draft, it was great. Moving on, I want to touch a little bit on the NBA tonight. Just a little bit there. Big B, your team put up a fight.
Put up a fight, my butt! But anyways, go ahead. Talk about the other games.
Your team put up a fight. Okay.
Yeah, put up a fight on giving up points. I mean, the biggest fight we saw was when that person tried to run onto the court in Game 5, and the security guard knocked her butt down. I mean, that was even better than some Vikings tackling. Let's just hire that person.
So this is where I'll start out with. I'll start out with the 76ers. Because I'm telling you now, I think the 76ers are toast. Without Joel Embiid, they are done. Now, I know supposedly he was only supposed to miss a couple games. Supposedly that was the report, that he was supposed to miss Game 1 and Game 2 and he was going to come back. Yep. But that is very, very short amount of time for breaking your orbital bone. Like, that's a very, very short time. Yeah. Now, I don't know what it is with Philadelphia, especially in the playoffs, but it's like they have this hex against them. Like, they have this good season, they get a good team, and then somebody gets hurt. I don't get it. So, but Big B, I'll start out with you. The 76ers, are they done?
I would say yes. I mean, I'm not a big follower. I think that's on Ace's side. But anyways, for me, yeah, I believe are I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. You know, they're already down 2-0 against the Heat, so they get to go home. So
yeah. Heat was on the line, and they're looking like it. So, James, 76ers, what do you think?
Yeah, French toast, burnt toast, avocado toast. Sixers are done. I can't see Joel Embiid playing in this series. It's just too much of a bad injury for him to come back to. Honestly, they can run it back next year and try it again, but I don't see them actually winning a game. Maybe they'll win one at home, and Maxey would have to go off, and Harris, who has the world on his shoulders, having to be good. Harden would have to be his 2015 self, where he goes 40, 50 points. That's the only way. Miami, I think, is way too deep. You got Butler and Adebayo, who's doing well. Hero, who just won 6th Man of the Year. He should have been an all-star in my eyes this season. Oladipo having flashbacks this season. It's great to see Oladipo doing well. So I'm very happy for the Heat there. And I thought they were going to win the series anyway. They were the 1st seed. The Sixers, I believe, was the 4th seed. And, you really just can't trust James Harden. And then, like you mentioned, Ace, with the injury of Joel Embiid, it just seems like they just have bad luck there in the postseason with the injuries and just bad play, and it's just another stain on Doc Rivers' resume. So yeah, credit to the Heat. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and I think the series will be over in 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, wow, Ace is figuring out things out. Chris, how about you and the 76ers there? Do you think they're done?
I kind of feel like they're done. They've been struck. I mean, they've had a few games where they've rallied behind, but I think this is, kind of the end right now.
Yeah. And then the other game going on right now, Chris started.
I just looked. I know.
Got to be the Mavericks' year.
Hey,
so
we got
Suns are
farther
about
than most.
2 up on them. So, Chris, do you think coming home it's going to help them or what?
I hope so. I mean, no matter excuse me, no matter who your team is, you want to see them succeed, even on the road. But I think your home games are important as well. Most people or most analysts probably didn't think Mavericks wouldn't have gotten this far. They did. The last time they did, they won a championship. I don't think that's going to happen, but we've made it farther than previous years. So,
and farther than the Cowboys. So,
right.
All right, we got Ace back.
I'm back. All right. Yeah. So, Chris, I give your Mavericks credit. I give them credit. They made it this far. I don't know if they're going to make it past this round, to be perfectly honest. But Luka Doncic, I'm telling you this.
He's good.
That's all you have to say is he's good. I mean,
what he really wants to say is he could play quarterback for the Cowboys if he really wanted to.
He could. Good. Just really quick.
Go ahead.
There was actually something that I want to touch on. I forgot what expert said this.
Isaiah?
No. It was an actual analyst.
Oh, okay.
About John Morant. I don't know if you saw this or not, but this analyst made a comment about John Morant, who came out and said that John Morant is completely overrated. The only reason that he's doing what he's doing is because he sells jerseys, and he's like, give him 5 years, he won't be in the league anymore. And they don't.
That was Berea. That was JJ Berea.
Yeah, it was somebody, and I was like, that is the most. And I was like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You're sitting here telling me that John Morant is overrated? Are you kidding me?
Ask Timberwolves fans how they think of him.
Mm-hmm. John Morant is an absolute beast. Yeah. Like I don't. You can't come on here and tell me that John Morant is overrated. I'm going to say you're full of crap. It's a flat out lie. The dude is not overrated. Mm-mm. Like he's closing in. Like he's definitely top 10 in the NBA right now. Mm-hmm. If he keeps going, he's going to be top 5.
Remember, Ace, I said if he won a playoff series this year, you could put him in a top 10 spot.
Oh, stop it.
No, I remember. We were talking about, and I was like, dude, you just brought that up. It's like, oh, yeah, remember I said that because I was like, oh, not just yet. Let's see what he can do and all. He did it already. And he's 1-1 with the Warriors now. It's like, okay. All right, he's got to win. They got to win in San Francisco.
If you remember, before the playoffs started, my predictions were Grizzlies against the Heat in the finals. That was my prediction. I'm sticking to it. I'm not going back on my word. I'm saying the Grizzlies are going to be there. It's going to be Grizzlies and Heat in the finals.
Okay.
Yeah, you did say Grizzlies and Heat. I got it written down.
Yep, I said Grizzlies and Heat. Now, for anybody, if Grizzlies make it to the finals, even if they make it there, there's no way that anybody can come out and say that John Morant is overrated, especially if they make the finals. No. He's definitely not overrated. But the other series that I wanted to touch on too was the Bucks and Celtics, because I know a lot of people are very, very high on the Celtics. And I'm fine with that. The Celtics are a very good team, with Smart and Brown. They're a very good team. But the problem is this, that the Celtics
Tim.
And the problem is that the Celtics in the first round, they did not play a team that had Giannis on it. Like Giannis, they didn't. Yeah. You play a guy like that, he can dominate. He can dominate the glass, and that's what he does. Celtics have not played a physical team like the Bucks, and I think that's the problem right now. That's where the Celtics might be in trouble, is that they're playing a very physical team in the Bucks. I understand that Chris Middleton isn't there, but they're still good without Chris Middleton. The Bucks are still a great team without him. And James, it looks like you're like, eh.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest loss with Boston getting home court in this series and all the way through, or not all the way through, but in this series, I should say. I think they got it. Bobby Portis would have to score, 25 plus. Drew Holiday would have to do the same thing.
Yeah, but
Giannis would have to score 40. I know Grayson Allen has been good. He only scored 5 points last game, but maybe going home will help. I remember these two played a spirited game on Christmas, and I thought, man, if these two ever played in the playoff series, it's going to go 7. I hope it's not spoiled by the Middleton injury, but we'll see. But I think Boston, they found whatever they wanted to do since, December, January. They got better defensively. They got their big guys back, Williams. They got Theis back from the past. And Horford is still there, and Tatum and Brown, when those two are going, it's magic together. So I'm going to go Boston probably in 6. But I could see home court, taking advantage of that, and Milwaukee forcing a game 7. But I think Boston hopefully in 6 or 7.
Tim is saying Bucks in 6. So he's got Bucks in 6.
Well, he's a Bucks fan.
Wild.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me, though. It would not surprise me if the Bucks won in 6 because they are a very physical team.
And honestly, they've been, I guess it would be so close, but a 20-point game, pretty much both ways so far. So they're 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what going back to Milwaukee does.
Let me ask you guys this. Would it surprise you if Milwaukee goes back-to-back?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because of the Middleton injury, because he's not slated to come back, it would really surprise me. Because remember in that finals series, he was up and down in that series. He had one good game, one bad game. Now you don't have that at all. So that would really surprise me if they won it all, for sure.
Yeah, they would start to play very physical basketball, and I don't know how they can do that for 2-3 more series. That's going to be tough.
It is, but even if they go up against the Heat are a physical team and they're good, and so I think it would be very, very hard for the Bucks to even get past the Heat. So them beating the Celtics, it wouldn't surprise me, but them actually repeating would be a surprise to me. Yeah. Chris, what do you think? Would it surprise you if the Bucks went back to back?
I kind of went back and forth a second ago. I'd probably be surprised just, because of the biggest injury and, you're not sure what's going to happen there. So I'd probably say it'd be a surprise.
All right. So let's shift gears a little bit. And Tim's saying it wouldn't surprise me. But we all know, if he's a Bucks fan, that's why I'm saying.
The one thing I think would have to change is that he would have to use his bench more. Game 1, they used a lot of the guys for a minute, and then in the second game, they used a lot of the guys for 2 minutes. So they're going to have to stay fresh if they want to make a repeat. So,
but there's one guy I'm saying don't count out one guy, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Don't count that guy out. That dude is not the Greek freak for nothing. He's got
to be the favorite to win it again for the MVP. Third time in 4 years?
A lot of people are saying Joel Embiid, though.
Possibly.
Him or Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close. It's super close. It can go either. It can go 3 different directions.
Yep. No.
But a lot of people are saying Joel, and if it is, hey, that would be a great pick too, because he had a great season.
As long as it's not LBJ, I don't care.
It won't be. All right.
Thank God.
So, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump a little bit into the MLB.
Yay.
So when we touch on the MLB, let me ask you this. So at the beginning, we kind of predicted, division by division, we said the teams that were going to be bad. Let me ask you this. Did anybody expect the Reds to be this bad?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Not this bad.
Not
James, I don't
3-19.
No,
They're 3-20.
Well, yeah, they lost
3-21 coming in
Oh, yeah.
after tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
they lost
looking
tonight,
at
so
our
it's 3-21.
predictions here because I wrote them down.
Mhm.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That was on deck that had them. I wrote them down.
Have lost 8 straight.
Yeah,
by the way.
we only did the division winners, but I thought we did the whole division.
But still, there's no way
No,
that anybody saw the Reds starting out the season 3-21.
no. I mean, we knew they sold a lot, but so did the Athletics, and look where they're at right now. So
Yeah.
And
I mean, we were talking about this yesterday on deck. I mean, who would be their all-star right now if they had to pick one?
Reliever.
Joe Votto?
Yeah.
Bottle's
No, there's so many first basemen.
$1.22. I mean, Bottle's batting $1.22, so I don't think he's there. I mean, it would be
Yeah, but still, you
Who's
don't
been
count Joey
taken?
Votto out.
what's that?
I would never count him out. But Tim is saying the mascot.
Probably. I mean,
There's so many.
I can't remember. You're looking it up though. One team has to be represented, right? Still, or did they change that? Okay.
Yeah, one player from each team. There's so many other first basemen in the National League that are on winning teams that would be over him. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
yeah, no. I get it.
Alonso.
I'm just saying, like, typically when you think about people, you would think Joey Votto would be, their.
I mean,
typical
either
all-star.
I would go either their shortstop Farmer or Hayam, the left fielder, who has 4 home runs.
No. Yeah.
I mean, pitching wise, I mean,
It's hard to find.
we were talking about this yesterday. Their pitching staff, I mean, their lowest ERA is 7.1.
I mean,
Ooh.
with the way that the Reds are playing now, it would not surprise me, like when they're this bad at the All-Star break, that the MLB is like, so let's go ahead and close our eyes and just go down the list, and whatever name we land on is going to be the All-Star for the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah,
18-4.
Damn.
Yeah. So here's the honest question. Let's say we're all playing for the Reds. We're playing on this horrible team.
Mm-hmm.
Would we consider ourselves an all-star being on a 3-20 team or whatever they're going to be at the all-star break? If we got the invite, I mean, I know nobody really. I think I would play injured and be like, well, I'm not playing.
I would flat out ask them and be like, so you want me to be an all-star, but can I ask you, do I have to wear my hat and jersey, or can I wear something different? Can I like act like I play for a different team?
Yeah.
Because like I know a Reds fan, and
you do?
Yeah. And I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he messaged me and he's like, dude, this is ridiculous. He's like, I'm getting sick and tired of watching this crap.
I mean, realistically, right now, if we go by the numbers, they're on pace to win like 20 games by the end of the year.
Yeah, and that would be a record.
Oh, that would be killer. I could represent the Expos.
Yeah, like, because when we looked at the beginning of the season, we said the Pirates were going to be a bad team.
Yep.
The Orioles were going to be a bad team.
Yep.
The Diamondbacks were going to be a bad team, but the Diamondbacks are floating around 500. Like, they're not.
They are 500, yeah.
Yeah, they're like right there. The Pirates have not been horrible.
10-14.
The Orioles, well, they're the Orioles.
9-16.
But
Yep, I would hate to have them on our teams that we got to root for this year.
right? I would hate for them to have the Reds.
Yeah.
But when it's this close in time, like when the season just started and you're already like 12 or 13 games out of first place, like that is
13 and a half.
Yeah, that's what's so bad. Like you're 13 and a half games out of first place already. And
they're 1-7 at home and they're 2-14 on the road.
And the weather's only going to get hotter
Yeah.
for the home games. I feel bad for the
Their,
season ticket holders.
their run
and you know-
differential right now is minus 82.
Ouch.
Good for them.
Well, what's funny though is, James, you talk about the season tickets, right?
Oh, dude.
But they came up, it came out that said right now, a lot of the Cincinnati fans, you can go on there and look, and season tickets are out there for sale like crazy. Like the
Oh,
people
yeah.
who have the season tickets are trying to sell them.
Nobody wants them. They could give them all to the Cub fans when they come down.
Well, that's what they'll
Cardinals
do.
fans.
They'll start selling to the teams that come traveling down there. I mean,
Yeah, and that's always big draws when the Cubs and the Cardinals come to Cincinnati. They flock to Great
that's
American.
just what. That's not that far of a drive for either.
No,
team.
it isn't. Yeah. So.
And the Cubs,
Yeah,
actually, the Cubs fans travel well because I went to the Cubs Twins game last year here, and in the section that we sat in, there was me, my son, and probably 5 other Twins fans. Everybody else was Cub fans.
Yeah. Same in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
MLB question. I've been waiting to ask this, and I figured that this would be fun. So we'll go ahead and start out with this. If, besides your favorite team, what is one team that you wish would win it? If your team could not win it, what team would you want to win it? And so, Big B, I'll start with you.
Ooh, God, that's tough. I mean, because growing up, I was always told if your team's not going to win it, you root for somebody in your division. You know, and everybody's everybody's recently won it except for the Twins or been in it.
So
right
Tim.
now, go ahead.
Tim is saying the Tampa Bay Rays.
You know, right now because I like them so much, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Toronto. I like a lot of their guys on that team.
Toronto.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, how about you? If Texas wasn't there, who would you want to win it?
Ooh. I'd probably go with the Astros. I know they've won a couple times.
Oh, what a cheater.
The Astros. All right, James.
I used to go by Big B's thought process, but now I hate everybody in the division because we keep losing to everybody in the division. So I'm like, hell no. Especially not, Houston.
Yeah.
I want Seattle's misery to continue. For me, it's pretty easy, and I live in the county. San Diego Padres. I've known so many fans over the years that I've been here, since 2005, and they're long suffering. The football team left. Many teams have left the city of San Diego. So I think a Padres World Series championship would be out of this world, and it would be a week-long party downtown.
Oh, we know Callan's going to celebrate for a month.
Right. So I with the Cubs, breaking their curse, Cleveland, now has the longest, I think, since 1946. But I think with the Padres, I feel like it would be time, and it would be definitely a sigh of relief if they won, because of course they never have. So I'll say the Padres.
Padres a good one.
All right, and then for me, it's because before my friend passed, one of my really good friends passed. He was a fan of this team forever. So obviously, if Atlanta wasn't there, I would actually have to go. And I know it's not going to happen, but I would have to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oof, yeah.
And I would be completely okay with them. And that's because they've been an atrocity for so many years that it's just they got to get better. But they don't spend money. That is the problem. They don't.
The one team this year that if I'm pulling for a team outside the Twins, it's actually a player, Pujols and Malik, the catcher, and Wainwright, because
Yadier Molina.
Yeah, I think they've all three said this is their last year, so it'd be nice for them to all go out on top. I mean, great guys, great competitors, longevity. So if it was player-wise, those three would be the players I'd like to see win it this year.
James is going to say the other team that he wants to win. He's really rooting for is the Dodgers.
Nope.
He really wants.
We're already way behind them in merchandise and fandom in Southern California. So it's like another championship would be brutal for the Angels fans and Padre fans too here.
Well, James, once Oakland, the A's leave for Vegas, then Anaheim can go to Oakland.
No.
No.
I would completely break up with the Angels if they moved ever, honestly. They're like, hey, I'll be a Padre fan. No, it's good.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't want to do that. He's I was just joking about that anyways, because there's
it could happen though. Dave Roberts guaranteed the championship, and with that roster and that rotation and bullpen, it's like, yeah, they could win it again, no doubt. I know, yeah, I know.
And that's the saddest thing right now. It's like you got the Yankees on top, you got the Mets and Dodgers all rolling. It's like I don't want to see any three of those teams in the World Series.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Like, and I mean,
the Mets wouldn't be so bad, but
right.
Screw the Mets.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I will never go for any team in my division. I don't give a crap. I would never do it.
Miami.
So Tim is saying Brewers in 6. Shocker.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Shocker.
Milwaukee connection.
Can we still believe that Trevor Plouffe called the World Series last year? The winner and in the games?
Yeah, that was crazy, huh?
Back in May, I think it was late May, he said that Braves in 6.
Braves in 6,
wow.
yeah. So thank you, Chucky, saying, hey, guys,
your
audio is garbled. I mean.
Okay, Chuck, thank you.
Thank you for letting us know that.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. We will try and get that fixed. We'll see what the problem is here. Yeah, that was actually shocking to me that he came out, was able to call it like right on the money.
Yep.
Came out and said, this is who's going to be in there. This is how many games it's going to be. Of course, I was extremely happy about it.
Oh yeah.
But other than that,
he even said that Will Smith was going to be the series MVP. I mean,
he wasn't the series MVP. It was Jorge Soler. God, you know how to hit my nerve every time. Every time you get my nerve.
Oh
man, you
get
get
because you don't have air backing you up. He won't tell me to shut up. So
yeah, you're lucky he's sleeping. Okay. So that was kind of what I wanted to touch on in the MLB a little bit. Anybody have anything that you guys wanted to touch on?
Oh, well, I do have the updated standings for our teams. If we want to touch on that a little bit.
Yes, let's go ahead and touch on that.
All right, I won't pull them up because they seem to not be working last time. So, Crispy Bacon's teams, he's got the Dodgers, Cleveland, Philly, Rangers, and the Royals.
That's 14 total, right?
Yep, 14 points total. Ace Amania. God, I hate that name. No, I'm just kidding. He's got the Mets, Padres, Blue Jays, Cardinals, and Pirates. He's got 20 points. Mess around if he ever comes back on. He's got the Diamondbacks, the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Nationals. He's got 9 points. And if we rank them like the divisions, Diamondbacks would be in first. So, and then for me, I have the Brewers, the Astros, the Mariners, the Vegas A's, and Baltimore, and they're at 14 points total. We got James, who has the Rays, the Twins, the Giants, the Rockies, and the Marlins, who's sitting pretty good at 17 points. And then our wild takes division, the Yankees, the Angels, the Braves, the Tigers, and the Reds, and he's got 16 points. So we're all sitting pretty good there.
Yeah, definitely. So to kind of finish this up, I kind of wanted to have a little bit of fun tonight to finish this up.
Yay!
So basically with this, I wanted just to ask some would you rather sports style questions.
Okay.
So to say, some sports style. So this one kind of pertains to kind of what we already kind of touched on a little bit, but it's so Big B, would you rather be the star of a bad team or an average player on an elite team?
Man, that's tough because it depends on what sport it is. Because I'm a team guy, I'll go average guy on an elite team.
And Tim is saying average on an elite team also.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's always
James,
been average.
would you rather win the MVP award or a team championship?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Did I win the championship while being MVP?
No, you have one.
you're
or
great.
I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, MVP or win a team championship.
So I have so many scenarios. It'd be like, oh, wasn't my contract year that I won the MVP, so I can, get the bag on that. No, I'd probably, knowing me and my abilities, I'd probably want to win the championship and be like a nobody. So yeah.
Yeah, trust me, if I could, because we ran into this problem last season with Isaiah when I told him, I was like, yeah, well, the Braves won the World Series and everybody knows it's my favorite team. And Isaiah's like, yeah, well, my Bryce Harper on the Philadelphia Phillies won the MVP. I'm like, so did he win the championship? No. What'd he get? An MVP award. Congratulations.
And how well did he do in the Nationals? Oh, that's right.
Championships mean a heck of a lot more. And wasn't it a coincidence that when Bryce Harper left, the Nationals won?
The next year, yeah.
Yeah,
Weird.
coincidentally, right? All right, so Chris, would you rather watch a regular season game courtside or a high-stakes playoff game from the rafters?
Courtside. I would have to say courtside.
Oh. All right, Big B, would you rather win the World Series or the Super Bowl?
I'm a baseball guy, so I gotta go World Series.
All right, now, Tim, Chris, to back you up on this one, Tim is actually saying rafters.
I would say the Raptors too.
How come? Would it be harder to see?
Okay, it depends. What does Ace mean by meaningful playoff game? Does he mean like Game 6, the championship game, or it's going to be?
Yeah, if it's Game 7.
Yeah, if it's Game 7, I'm up
upstairs.
high. If it's just a typical playoff game,
no,
I might still take the Raptors. But yeah, if it's a championship meaningful game, I'm in the Raptors.
Well, yeah, because say it's like Game 7.
Yeah, I'm in the Raptors.
Yeah, I'm sure you would want to choose the Rafters because you're like, hey, I'm at Game 7, I get to watch it.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Tim is saying he'd rather win the Super Bowl, but he's probably a football guy. You're more of a baseball guy.
I'd rather win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
50-50, maybe.
All right, so James, would you rather take responsibility for losing the championship or have a teammate take credit for the win when you deserved it?
Ooh.
Oh, this is a good question because I would figure out how old I am, right? Because it's like, no, I want my credit when I was probably 22, but you never want the blame, but you'll take it when you're older, when you're more mature.
Yeah.
So I think being humble as I am now, I'll take the latter and just give the credit to somebody else. I'll do that.
So Tim is saying he'd take the L.
Yeah. Would you be a Buckner? Yeah, I don't. That would be hard to deal with after a while.
Tim saying humble. LOL.
Yeah.
All right. So, Chris, would you
Yeah.
rather retire as a forgotten coach with a winning record or a famous coach known to lose championships?
Wow.
Ladder.
Wow, James, I'm actually surprised you would say that. So you would rather
That means I got there. That means I got there, but I couldn't get over
Yeah.
the hump. That's how I would
kinda-
see it.
I would kind of agree with that.
What was the first part of that, Ace?
So the question was, would you rather retire as a forgotten coach with a winning record
Okay.
or a famous
Yeah.
coach known to lose championships?
I'd probably say the first one.
Yeah, I would have to go with the first one because, I mean, Don Shula didn't win them, and we kind of all still remember him. So, but, I mean, you're saying forgotten, so.
Yeah, it's a forgotten coach.
Oh, God, that would be a tough one. I think I would have to go with the winning record because you're going to be tied to all those L's and stuff. I mean, yeah, you remembered, but
Like if Bill Belichick didn't win all those Super Bowls, he'd still have a winning record. But
yeah.
I mean, we all know he did win the championships.
All right, so 2 more for each of you, and then we'll call it good. So, Big B, would you rather be an average player with a good reputation or an elite player with rumors of cheating?
No, I go average with the high reputation.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. All right, James, would you rather coach a college or professional team?
Well, professional. There's more money in it, no doubt.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, there's more high paid salaries in the NFL than
There's
college.
more opportunity in
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
All right, Chris, here's a fun one. Would you rather have really cool uniforms with a rundown stadium or a state-of-the-art stadium with ugly uniforms?
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we're not talking Oakland because they got both.
We're not talking Oakland, right?
I would have to say probably nice stadium with bad uniforms.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Big B, your final question. Would you rather get paid a lot to be on a bad team or paid below average to be on an elite team?
Oh, I'm not about the money. Give me just give me enough to pay my bills, take care of my family. So I'll take the latter, be on a good team and be paid less.
Okay. All right, so James,
I'm taking the money.
huh?
I'm taking the money.
You're taking the money. It's like I'm taking the money. It's like I'm taking the
I'm
money,
taking
man.
the money, dude.
All right.
There's a lot of stuff I could buy if the team is losing. The amount of stuff I can buy throughout the year will go up and up and up. So
I may go for the money on my last contract. Like I knew
Yeah,
this was gonna
that's
be
true.
it, but
All right,
Get that Bobby Bodina money.
mhm.
there you go.
So, James, would you rather have a long, average playing career or have a short, fantastic career cut short by injury?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I mean, either way, you got to play the sport. So I mean,
yeah. Just depends if I make the Hall of Fame.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Just depends if I won Super Bowls or was really successful. So it could be like a Gale Sayers kind of thing. Even though he didn't do either, he still made the Hall of Fame. I would actually have a shortened career because I know that I did it all. I did it all, and I was able to do what I could do at the best that I can do.
Yeah.
Instead of just being average, I gave you everything I had. That's
Well,
what-
you can still be
what I
average
wanted to
and give
read.
everything you have. I mean,
Yeah,
you're just
and that's what I
average.
wanted to be remembered as. I would think.
All right, so Chris, here's a fun one for
Yeah.
you. Would you rather stay on a below average team or join your rival and win a title?
Ooh. Go from Dallas to Philly, Chris.
Yeah. Yep. So so it would be like going from the Cowboys to the Eagles, or going from the Cowboys to Washington, or
Or the
Cowboys
Giants.
to the Giants.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how good the team is that I'm moving to. If I was choosing that route, I guess being below average, you're not horrible, but you're not the best, but you're not the worst.
That's
I'd have
one
to
of
say
those
below
where
average.
To answer your question, though, Chris, I know what I would do. I've kind of been in this situation.
what would you do?
Okay, so basically what happened is when I played softball, I played since I was like 16 until like I was like 31.
Oh.
So I played for like 15 years. For the first like 13 years, had my own team. It was awesome. We always had this rival team. We would always get there and we would always lose to them either in the semifinals or in the finals every time. So in my final year, right before I called it quits, the coach of the other team goes, "Hey, I need one more guy this year. Would you like to come and join my team? Are you going to stick with yours?" And I was like, "All right, I'm going to come and join yours." And we won the championship. So I left the team. And went and joined my rival team to
Traitor.
win the championship. So
Hey,
That's
but
what it
you
would
had
come
to do
down
what you
to
had to
would be, have I been there before? Do I want to finish out at my career on top? I'd probably go with
Yeah.
the rival too,
Yeah.
But if I've won a couple already and just want to sail the sunset, I'd probably stick with the team I built the legacy around.
All right, James, how about you?
Going from Anaheim to the Dodgers. Baby Dodger Blue calling you. Come out of the bullpen. Game 7 World Series. Against the Anaheimers. There you go.
That would be weird. Yeah. Dude, like, no, we're not supposed to do this. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. Everybody's looking at me from the other dugout like, really? Yeah, it'd be tough. But I would have to. If there's an opportunity to win a championship going out, I would do it. But I would fake it all. I'd be like, oh, I'm so happy to be here. Even though, all my teammates are over there
They're
from
used
the
to faking it
past.
too, so.
It's weird going into this locker room instead of that locker room. It's just weird coming here. I'd be saying all those cliche things and all that, but
Would you be like, oh God, who was it? Wesley Snipes? Was it with him? In the movie The Fan, where he's wearing his old jersey underneath his new team's jersey?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're wearing an Anaheim jersey underneath the Dodger blue?
that'd be weird. Wear like some type of red somewhere. Yeah, that'd be weird. But I would go for the ring. I'm going for the ring.
Yeah.
You're going for the ring. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that actually brings us to the end of the show. Those were just some fun questions. I figured that we could finish on. I was kind of waiting for it. Sometimes in sports, you really never know which way you would go until you get in those certain situations.
Exactly.
Those people who are very loyal, I give credit to, because guys like Joey Votto, who could have potentially left, but stayed. You had guys like Reggie Miller, who stayed his whole entire career, with the Pacers. So guys like that, I give a lot of credit to, that do stick it out and they're very, very loyal and don't chase rings. And so that's
gotta be hard to do. Like the one you asked about, getting paid. Would you, if you're an elite athlete, would you go for the money or stay where you're at? I mean, a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, but you'll never see that. It's like, okay, but if I'm at a job interview, one job's offering me $30 an hour.
Money talks.
Yeah. But if it's a job I don't feel comfortable with or a company I don't want to work for, I'm not going to take the money just to get the money. I'm going to stay where I feel comfortable at, so.
I mean, absolutely, because think about Kenley Jansen, right?
Yeah.
He was going to go back with the Dodgers, and the Braves stepped up, said, "We'll give you $16 million for 1 year." And Kenley said, "Okay, deal." And they go, "Well, why'd you leave?" He's like, "They offered me more. What do you think?" I mean, what do you
Well,
think?
Zach Greinke said the same thing when he left the Royals. He's like, I'm going where the money was at, you know.
Exactly right. So some people leave because they go where the money is.
Yep.
Think about Chris Bryant.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Why would you go to the Rockies? I mean,
He went to the because the money.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, we all knew that. I mean,
They gave him money.
Yep.
That's what he wanted, so he stayed,
Yep.
or so he signed.
Yep.
That's how
they're not doing too bad right now. I don't believe. I mean, but
they started out really good, but they're
Yep.
on a nosedive right now.
Yep. I mean, we all know baseball is a marathon anyway, so.
It is. That's why at the beginning of the season, I don't stress when my team's playing bad because it's early in the season. It's just it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You have a long season to go.
You know, and speaking of long seasons, I think the Cleveland what are the Galaxies or
The
Guardians?
Guardians.
Yeah, whatever. They're going to have a very long season because they've been getting rained out quite a bit early. They're going to have a long end of the year here.
Right?
Yep.
Well, just think Atlanta just played 4 games in 48 hours.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. They had 4 games in a 48-hour span.
No, that's my kind of baseball. That's Ernie Banks kind of baseball.
Right? I'm like,
Wow.
no. Yeah.
Ernie Banks is always the one double headers.
All right, so with that, Big B, final thoughts.
I just want to thank everybody for chiming in. I think our first comment said it all. Amy was chiming in saying happy heavenly birthday to Gigi Bryant. We all know the tragedy. She would have been 16 this year. Shout out goes to Dusty Baker. Got 2,000 wins as a coach. So congrats to him. Going to be in the Hall of Fame when he calls it a career. So, but thanks everybody. Keep tuning in to Coast to Coast Entertainment Network all week long to see everything we got.
All right, and then James.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. It feels good to be back. I'm just shocked because of all these MLB umpires, making bad calls and getting the replay overturned a lot. I'm just shocked at all that, what's going on. Had an odd ejection with Madison Bumgarner today, so people check that out. It was just weird. So MLB's been entertaining but weird at the same time so far this season.
All right, and then Chris, any final thoughts for you?
Thanks everyone for watching and tuning in. Make sure to set your clocks this season for international football because that returned and it's early morning.
Oh,
All right. Well, we do want to thank everybody for tuning in. And with that, we hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you next Wednesday for another episode of Sports Minute. Have a great night.